let's get started with United. I mean, let's dive deep into. I just don't even know. We talk about this every week, and I just don't know what. I mean, I give my solution every week, and it almost. Well, actually, they don't listen to me. Maybe it'll work because I think I don't know, Mike, if you've been listening, but I think that United has just a regular manager with a bunch of regular players, and you're going to get regular results, right? However, in their defense, before Laurent goes in, I will say that in this time last year, they were around the same. Around the same. They lost to Brighton, and they finished top four. Now, United, you figured they would go for more than just going top four. But go ahead, Laurent.
So, yes, you're right. They did lose to Brighton around this time. And every game since that loss to Brighton at home, they had been unbeaten until Brighton came back to Old Trafford and beat them again. So United had been undefeated at home this whole time and been playing well. That had been their bread and butter. They were bad against good teams away from home. I talked about that stat, top 9, lost every game, go to Arsenal, lose. So Ten Hag had been putting this team together on a lot of luck, honestly. Like, I know no one wants to talk about stats. No one wants to talk about expected goals. The reason why I kept saying that Ten Hag was a good manager was the underlying numbers for United were bad. This was not a top 4 team. It was actually Brighton that had top 4 numbers, but didn't finish in the top 4. Those spots should have been replaced. So in this game, the first 20 minutes, United were good because they surprised Brighton. They went with a midfield diamond. They went with McTominay. They pressed. They stopped Brighton from doing their middle between two center back thing where they get everything going. And the first 20 minutes, United were great, and they had every right to be happy. They nearly scored a goal. Van Hecken was on his skates a few times when Rashford got on him. Rashford kept shooting. He doesn't really trust his teammates yet. Doesn't have a relationship with Højlund, and I think he still feels like he's got to score the goals. And then against the run of play, Brighton do their thing. The veteran, the superstar, the destroyer of worlds, Danny Welbeck, scores a goal.
Yeah.
The man who couldn't finish anything ever. But the real cool play on that was the dummy by Lallana is just incredible. Into the box, 1-0. And then in that moment, De Zerbi's brings all the guys onto the sideline. It's like, yo, we're changing everything. So everything's in the middle for United. And from that moment on, Brighton take over because they split the center backs wide and move Jed Steele into the center backs, and they're able to play around them. And from then on, United are out of this game, and they get blown away. They don't have the ball. They can't do anything. And Ten Hag hangs his hat on his 20 minutes where De Zerbi figured out what you were doing, and then you didn't have a counter to the counter. So after that, it was regular service, and they just got blown away. The Pedro goal was fantastic. The Pascal Gross goal sent freaking Lisandro Martinez flying away, and it just was embarrassing for United again. It wasn't even like this was Brighton's A team. They made 6 changes.
Well, Mike, I mean, at this point, is Ten Hag the man up for the job? I mean, you can't get rid of 22 players.
Well, no, but I always have a rule that if you're going, and in any sport, if you're going to fire the manager, coach, whoever, you have to have a good idea about who you want to replace him, right? So, Ange isn't going to Manchester United, but no. As I look through the lineup that they put out against Brighton, Lindelof at center back, that's a problem. McTominay, it's a problem. Sergio Reguilon, who knows better than me? That's a problem. So I'm not.
Yeah, they got a lot of injuries
so much. That's what I was just getting at too. Like Amrabat is not even really with the team yet. Varane didn't play. Mason Mount, whatever. But this is not the top 11 coming out of it. Listen, I mean, it's coming out of a international break where you just kind of hold your breath and root against injuries for the most part. But no, I mean, as you look at their next game, they're playing Harry Kane's Bayern Munich on Wednesday, and that's not going to go well for them either. So no, I don't know if Ten Hag is the proper man. I couldn't tell you who is. So based on my rule alone, I would say not. I'm not necessarily ready to get rid of him, but he certainly needs better horses, I think.